So that person is appointed to the government. But the family, many people in the family do not make that much of money. In the same family, you have people who are struggling, okay? There's not much of the money. So the only one in the family who have been appointed and who have maybe more opportunity, he has a salary, he has a family, but unfortunately, he cannot take care of everybody. But people don't understand it. They will still come to him and put, like we say in French, doléance. Oh, help me for this. Oh, help me for that. Oh, there is medical bills. Oh, there is my son this. And usually they can be family member from by extension. You know, it's not like nuclear family like in Europe or in America where you have just the father, the mom. No, it's like it can be cousins, it can be uncles, another uncle of another. You know, it's extended family. So because we have this culture of believing that, oh, if someone is not happy about me, they can curse me, which is a big lie. But that's the way it is. We believe that curse is real. In Africa, we are afraid to be cursed, okay? So the person will say, oh, I want to help. But that person doesn't have enough of the money. What happened? He goes to the office, he starts stealing money from the government or starts stealing money from the budget that the government has allocated for a certain project, okay? And then start the corruption. Or sometimes, I'll give you an example, a proper example that I know. The person say, I cannot take care of everybody. So what I want to do is find you a job. But most of the time, in the same family, you have those who didn't go to school properly. Why? Because maybe the girl, she decided to go with men early in high school years, and she started to having kids with 1, 2, 3, or 4 men, different men, with different children from different father, or maybe the same father who disappear. Okay. So what's going to happen? He say, I cannot provide for everybody. I have my own family to take care of. What happened? He will say, this is a real example that I personally know. He will say, I will find you a job, but that job will be in a department of the ministry of, I don't know, any ministry in the country, of the government. But you need to have at least a high school diploma. But you just heard, like I say, the person, a woman or a man, didn't focus on her studies. So what happened? She has to find a high school diploma, or he has to find a high school diploma, because he needs to have a job that the person can find him the job, even if he doesn't deserve that job. But because the family member who is appointed in the government is tired, exhausted of taking care of many people who come to ask for help in the same family, so that person will say, okay, what's going to happen? He will go to school, to high school, corrupt a teacher. Who? Because, like I say, poverty, again, the problem of keeping people in poverty, like I say, it's a cycle, okay? That teacher, for example, in that high school, public high school, didn't see his salary for months. He has a family. You come, you propose him some money. He will say yes. If he doesn't have integrity, okay, if he's not royal and he's not righteous, or there is no integrity in him, or because he can no longer go through the situation, not providing for his family, you propose him some money, he say yes. So what's going to happen? He accepts the money. Then what happens? Sometimes they propose the money, they go sleep, and they pay. Or the person can pay the money. Corruption. The man take the money, he say, no problem, I will give you the rest. The person hasn't even been to school for a while, okay? That person hasn't been to school for a while. That person isn't even close to the grade of those who are taking high school diploma exam. But he wants the job that the uncles say, I will put you in that position if you find. You understand what it means already. So he paid the teacher. The teacher said, no problem. At the end of this year or this academic year, we have the high school diploma. You don't need to study anything. You just come, you sit in the classroom of the class of exam, because high school diploma in Africa is very stressful. We study so much. So you understand that, okay. So that person comes, the days of the high school diploma exam, that person comes or she comes. She already paid the teacher. The teacher just said, don't worry, just sit there, act like if you are studying, but I already have your name to those who have passed the exam and who will get the high school diploma. This is what happened. She gets a high school diploma. She hasn't even studied anything. She has now the position in the ministry. She's sitting there. A person like that, who come by corruption, pushing this, pushing that, how do you expect that person to work properly for the job? She doesn't even know what she has to do there. That's why you have people, you meet people, you don't even know how they find themselves there. Same thing in the medical field. Nepotism and corruption work hand to hand, okay? That's why I've always talked about nepotism, because I know what I've seen. Family member or someone that you know, oh, I know that person. Can you put that person there because she needs a job? Even in medical field, imagine the disaster, corruption, but the consequences on the population. Do you imagine? Can you see? That's why you have some nurses who don't even know how to. The basic knowledge of nurse is to know how to do injection, how to do shots. They cannot. You see, the person is struggling to do a normal, shot with syringe and needle. They cannot. The person sometimes bursts your vein, bam. And because you are in a country where there is corruption, for example, in a country where there is corruption, even if you sue them, you can have no justice. Corruption also entered the justice court. Corruption is a disease. That was an example. Second example I gave you, in the medical field, someone has not even finished his studies. He found himself being a doctor. He hasn't finished his studies in Europe. I don't know why he wants to. But because he is member of the political system in power, he's sitting and he has the position of doctor. He makes many damage. He causes damages in health of his patient. But the patient cannot sue them because that person has a phone number or someone that he knows. And justice court, case dismissed, no justice. This is how bad corruption is in Africa. This is how bad it's a disease in Africa. And you are surprised, and we are surprised that there is no development, and we are surprised that we cannot get any respect from the world. Because our leaders, our presidents in general, don't really care about the situation. Because it starts from the head. Corruption starts from the head and comes down to the population. It's a lifestyle now. You see people putting money under the table. You have situations like, for example, in my country, for example, people who have their own land. You are owner of the land by ancestral or ancestral possession of land that your parent, your great parent gave you. Someone come from nowhere, take away your land. Corruption, he paid the people in place who can protect, so they give them the land. The person can come from anywhere in the world, in the country, but because he come to your country, have money, corruption, he take your land. Some people have seen themselves kicked out of their own land, own possession, because of corruption. This is how bad corruption is. And it's sad because the government don't really talk a lot about corruption. It's always, for example, you have help, it's a fact. International people, like other countries who are sending some financial help for a country, because in Africa, we like to receive help, okay? Help, financial help and everything. Once the money switch in Africa, the money is dispatched anyhow. People are stealing the money there and there. And the main goals and the goal for which the money came from never seen the days. You have entrepreneurs, business people who come to the countries, okay? They say we come for business, but we come with a budget. But we cannot even finish the project properly because on the line, when we have to meet different people of the ministry, of the government, the money has to go. You always have to give some money to each member of the government who are asking their share. At the end of the day, the budget that the person comes from the outside of the money, gone. So the remaining of what they have to do a project that is upside down, and then the population is blaming them, not even seeing that their own government is responsible for that. Corruption is so deep that it's a lifestyle. People don't complain about that anymore. They live with corruption. It's sad. It's really sad.